الحمد لله وكفى وسلام على عباده الذين اصطفى أما بعد فأعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم فاستفتهم ألربك البنات ولهم البنون أم خلقنا الملائكة إناثا وهم شاهدون ألا إنهم من إفكهم ليقولون ولد الله وإنهم لكاذبون أصطفى البنات على البنين ما لكم كيف تحكمون أفلا تذكرون أم لكم سلطان مبين فأتوا بكتابكم إن كنتم صادقين وجعلوا بينه وبين الجنة نسبا ولقد علمت الجنة إنهم لمحضرون سبحان الله عما يصفون إلا عباد الله المخلصين فإنكم وما تعبدون ما أنتم عليه بفاتنين إلا من هو صال الجحيم وما منا إلا له مقام معلوم وإنا لنحن الصافون وإنا لنحن المسبحون صدق الله العظيم وبلغنا رسوله النبي الكريم ونحن على ذلك من الشاهدين والشاكرين والحمد لله رب العالمين. Surah Saaffaat, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala had started it with the mention of angels, how they are perfectly, totally under control of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and there is no relationship of father and son or father and daughter between Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and the angels. These ayat refer to a particular belief of the pagans of Makkah, which was very inferior, very lowly, which is that they used to say, not only did they used to say, and we have heard this before, that they used to say that angels are the daughters of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, but they also had this belief, as is mentioned in riwayat, that when they said this, Sayyidina Abu Bakr Siddiq radiallahu anhu questioned them and said that if Allah has daughters, na'uzu billah, you say the angels are the daughters, then where's the mother? So they went so far ahead and they said that their belief was that na'uzu billah, the leaders of the jinn kind gave their daughters to Allah, na'uzu billah, and they became the mothers of the angels, na'uzu billah, hasha wa kallah. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is refuting this aqidah, and the discussion is turning towards the angels again, towards the completion of this surah. فَاسْتَفْتِهِمْ أَلِرَبِّكَ الْبَنَاتِ وَلَهُمُ الْبَنُونَ. Ask them, does your Lord have daughters while they have sons? So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is refuting this claim in three ways. One is that the first one is urf. Urf is something that is norm of the society. It does not have to be a true belief or a true notion, but something that is widely understood. And a lot of times when somebody is very arrogant and somebody is stubborn, then logic does not work with them. Rather, you have to answer them, you have to respond to them in a way that strikes them, although it might not be something very very correct. So the Arabs used to believe that sons are superior than daughters, and if they had a daughter born in their house, they would be so embarrassed and so ashamed that they will not be able to face the society, and na'uzu billah, may Allah protect us, sometimes would also kill their daughters so that nobody would know that they had a daughter in their house. Allah is saying, Allah is responding to them in their own terms, although this notion is not accepted in the eyes of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, but Allah is responding to them in their own terms in an accusatory way. And this is the first response, that for you prefer sons, and for Allah you think that Allah would have daughters. What kind of a belief is this? So in your terms, in your understanding, this does not hold. That you like something superior for your own self and you like something inferior, or you have a belief that something inferior is for Allah. أَمْ خَلَقْنَا الْمَلَائِكَةَ إِنَاثًا وَهُمْ شَاهِدُونَ. The second thing is something to be believed. The second proof or the second source might be naql. Naql is, I have seen something and now I am quoting it. I have seen it myself. So Allah is saying, أَمْ خَلَقْنَا الْمَلَائِكَةَ إِنَاثًا وَهُمْ شَاهِدُونَ. Did we create angels as females and you were watching us? So the creation of angels, the belief that you have, is this based on your sight? That you saw Allah creating the angels as females? Has any one of you ever seen an angel that you can say that they are daughters or they are female? So this is the second answer. Ala innahum min ifkihim la yaqulun. Beware, they are the ones who, by way of a lie of theirs, have the audacity to say, la yaqulun walad Allah. They say Allah has children. Na'uzu billah. Wa innahum lakadibun. And they are absolute liars. Astafa al-banati ala al-banin. This first, the most effective of answers, the answer that is most understandable to the Arabs, this is being repeated here. So yes, is this that you say that Allah has chosen daughters for himself, ala al-banin, instead of sons. Ma lakum kayfa tahkumun. What is the matter with you? How do you judge? What kind of a judgment do you pass about Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? Afala tadhakkarun. Then is it not that you think about it? Do you not think about it? Am lakum sultanun mubin. Or is there some open authority with you? This is naql. Fa'tu bi kitabikum in kuntum sadiqin. Then bring your book if you are truthful. So, one is urf, which is answering them in their own terms. Second is naql, that have you seen it and you are quoting it. And the third is aql, that does logic understand this? That you are saying that na'uzu billah, Allah had, the next ayah says, وَجَعَلُوا بَيْنَهُ وَبَيْنَ الْجِنَّةِ نَسَبًا وَلَقَدْ عَلِمَتِ الْجِنَّةُ إِنَّهُمْ لَمُحْضَرُونَ. Na'uzu billah, they have made up between Allah and the jinns some kind of kinship, some kind of relationship. And the famous one was that they used to say that the higher up among the jinn kind, they na'uzu billah married their daughters to Allah, and thus how angels were na'uzu billah procreated. So this does not come to sense. This does not come to belief. The mind does not accept it, that you are making Allah, your belief is that Allah is more superior, Allah is the most superior, and you are saying that na'uzu billah, Allah is dependent and needs to establish that kind of relationship which a human being is in need of. And for that, na'uzu billah, Allah chose the daughters of jinns. So this is not acceptable. This is absurd, that Allah, who is above everyone, does not have any partners. How could a spouse is someone who is of an equal status from the same kind? How could Allah establish a relationship? This is not accepted by the mind. Nobody accepts this. Our mind does not accept that a human being would marry a jinn, or a jinn would marry a human being. So how could you think about this about Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? The mind does not, the logic does not accept it. Another belief that the kuffar of Makkah had was that na'uzu billah, shaitan, and this is what happens when we do kufr, may Allah protect us, that kufr and shirk, they just destroy the wisdom and sense of a person. So they used to say na'uzu billah, that there was two brothers, one went evil and one went good. Na'uzu billah. One is Allah, one is shaitan. The creator of all evil is shaitan, and the creator of all good is Allah. Na'uzu billah, creating an equal with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in that way, that shaitan is na'uzu billah Allah's equal. He is the brother and he had these powers and he used those for evil. Na'uzu billah, hasha wa kalla. So this answers both of those, that وَجَعَلُوا بَيْنَهُ وَبَيْنَ الْجِنَّةِ نَسَبًا, you create between Allah and between the jinn kind some relationship, some kinship. وَلَقَدْ عَلِمَتِ الْجِنَّةُ إِنَّهُمْ لَمُحْضَرُونَ. The reality is that verily, for sure, the jinns already know that they are bound to be seized. Subhanallahi amma yasifun illa ibadallahi al-mukhlasin. They know that those who are transgressors, they will be bound and they will be punished. Pure is Allah, subhanallah, amma yasifun, from what they describe. And illa ibadallahi al-mukhlasin, except Allah's chosen servants. That those, the chosen servants among the jinn kind, among the humans, those who listen to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and submit to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, they will be saved from the punishment of that day. Otherwise, the jinn kind also know that the treacherous ones amongst us, that is believing ones, they will be held accountable and responsible. فَإِنَّكُمْ وَمَا تَعْبُدُونَ مَا أَنْتُمْ عَلَيْهِ بِفَاتِنِينَ إِلَّا مَنْ هُوَ صَالِ الْجَحِيمِ. So you and those whom you worship. None of you can make anyone turn away from Allah, from Him. Ma antum alayhi bifatinin illa man huwa salil jahim, except him who is to burn. It has been decreed for them that they will burn in Jahannam. So with these false aqaid, with these beliefs, you and whoever you worship, they cannot turn away anyone from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Those, except those about whom Allah has Himself decided that they will be thrown into hellfire. And we have mentioned it many times that when somebody places themselves in the protection of Allah, Allah takes them under their protection, under His protection. And when somebody chooses to turn away from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, then Allah also decides for them that Allah will also decide hellfire for them. So therefore, except for those about whom Allah has written that they will go into hellfire because of their choosing, everyone, you will not be able to turn away anyone from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Then the final three ayat of tonight, they are the conversation or the words of angels. وَمَا مِنَّا إِلَّا لَهُ مَقَامٌ مَعْلُومٌ. The angels say that there is no one among us who does not have a known station. وَإِنَّا لَنَحْنُ الصَّافُّونَ. And we, surely we, are those who stand in rows, the Saaffaat that were mentioned in the beginning. وَإِنَّا لَنَحْنُ الْمُسَبِّحُونَ. And we are those who proclaim Allah's purity. So angels themselves say that we know our station, we have a fixed station, and it is that human beings, they increase in their imani state and they decrease in their imani state, but angels, they have a fixed station. They have a faith that does not increase, that does not decrease. They have a station of nearness. According to their station, they do not become nearer or grow farther from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. They have a maqamum ma'loom, they have a known station, and they say it and they accept it. وَإِنَّا لَنَحْنُ الصَّافُّونَ. And they themselves say that we, and surely we, are the ones who make rows, stand in rows in obedience to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, in submission to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. وَإِنَّا لَنَحْنُ الْمُسَبِّحُونَ. And you proclaim Allah's, na'uzu billah, being corrupt with human intentions and human desires. We proclaim the purity of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We ourselves, you are associating us as daughters with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Rather, we ourselves, لَنَحْنُ الْمُسَبِّحُونَ, we proclaim the purity of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala accept it from us. Ameen ya Rabbal Alameen. ربنا تقبل منا إنك أنت السميع العليم وتب علينا إنك أنت التواب الرحيم. اللهم اجعلنا من أهل القرآن الذين هم أهلك وخاصتك. وصلى الله تعالى على خير خلقه سيدنا ومولانا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. آمين برحمتك يا أرحم الراحمين.